Bristol Palin is in the middle of a child custody and child support battle with her ex-fiancé. Now, as you know, she recently gave birth to a little girl on December 23rd, and the father of her child is Dakota Meyer, is now saying that he wants to share custody of the child. He is the father, by the way, and he doesn't seem to be a deadbeat father. In fact, he won the Kentucky Medal of Honor. He is a member of the military. I don't know why they split up. I don't care why they split up, but it's really interesting because he's trying to take a proactive role in being part of this child's life, and it seems as though Bristol and Sarah Palin are against him being involved. Now, the girl, Sailor Grace Palin, was born on December 23rd. The father shared a picture of her on Instagram, writing, "Best Christmas present ever. I couldn't be more proud of this little blessing." Okay. Now, besides child support, the lawsuit also demands that he be allowed to list the girl as a dependent on his income tax returns in alternating years. I find that a little strange, but okay. Bristol Palin has earned as much as $262,000 as a public speaker regarding teen pregnancy. Let me give you some more details on that. Not regarding teen pregnancy, regarding abstinence-only education. She was traveling around the country lecturing people about how bad it is to have premarital sex. And then she proceeded to get pregnant the second time out of wedlock, which always amazes me.
How many kids does she have?
She has 2 now.
How many times has she been married?
0.
Okay, just checking.
Yes.
So, I mean, come on, can we just, like, what a fraud this woman is. What a fraud. I don't care. God bless her. I don't care how many kids she has out of wedlock. Irrelevant to anything. But she, I mean, enough with paying her to speak. She's a giant fraud. She was telling kids to commit to abstinence, and she said that the pregnancy was intentional.
Intended. I don't believe that.
But I would think she would lie about it. I mean, I don't think that lie helps her. I mean, what would help her more is I was trying to be abstinent, but we had a bottle of wine one night and we loved each other and we hooked up. Instead of, no, we clearly have sex all the time because we're humans.
Yes.
And I got pregnant and we were happy because we thought we were going to be together anyway and we wanted to have a family together. All valid things. But don't travel the country and talk about abstinence when you've twice had kids out of wedlock. Twice. And now they're ripping the father, even her nonsensical mother.
Yeah, we have some graphics on that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so her mother, Sarah Palin, as you guys already know, quickly denounced his lawsuit as an attempt to, quote, save face. She also said, "For many months we have been trying to reach out to him. He has wanted nothing to do with either Bristol's pregnancy or the baby." Well, seems like he wants something to do with the baby now.
The great news is, it's right. That's a shame. But he's come around, and it only took 14 days for him to come around and be a dad.
But the incredible thing about the Palins is their stance on anything involving family. Like family. Family is so important. Family values, right? We believe in traditional marriage. We believe that it's important to have a mother and a father in the lives of these children. Okay, well, here's the father who wants to be in this little girl's life. Let him be in the little girl's life. Look, if you think he's doing it to profit, I mean, there's a possibility of that. But the fact that he wants to share custody, in my opinion, shows that he wants to be part of her life. Give him the opportunity to do that. And if he ends up just doing it for the money, well, then you can take him to court and you can, change the situation. But this is the same politician or former politician who was talking about, what was his name, Levi Johnston, and how he was a deadbeat dad because he didn't want to be part of Bristol's first child.
Right.
Well, here you have someone who doesn't want to be a deadbeat dad. Give him an opportunity to be a father.